Rather than stubbornly defending your own position, it is better to gently accept the differences between people. All of life's experiences and encounters, whether painful, joyful, sorrowful, or terrifying, can be faced differently. If you can meet every experience and circumstance with the same mindset you have when admiring paintings in an art gallery, calmly appreciating and savoring them, you will discover that they are truly beautiful. You can live in this world, yet let your heart remain only as an observer, an appreciator, an enjoyer. Then nothing will be a problem. This is the unfailing path that leads our lives toward clarity, coolness, and serenity. The landscapes of heaven, hell, and purgatory are all beautiful in their own way, but such beauty of mind only arises when your sense of self begins to dissolve, and you begin your true transformation. Every arrival of poverty or prosperity, every hardship or blessing, even the encounter with death itself is nothing than a series of beautiful scenes in a gallery, there for you to browse, enjoy, appreciate, and taste. Let me ask you, if you are in an art gallery admiring one intriguing work after another, would you feel nervous? Would you feel afraid? Or would you peacefully enjoy the many shades of beauty in each creation? When you live according to your desires and habitual tendencies, mistaking these illusory appearances for absolute reality and dancing to their tune, you inevitably cling to them, and that clinging breeds deep suffering, regret, and resentment. Why do I say they are illusory appearances? Because when you came into this world, you were born from the union of people who were once strangers to you. You originally possessed nothing. At birth, you had none of what you now own. No beauty, no wealth, no abilities, no friendships, no family bonds, no romantic love. You didn't even have the concept of owning your body. In other words, your connections with this world originally did not exist. It was only through the flow of time and the unfolding of space that all these relationships began to form. You came to have an idea of a father, the idea of a mother, and all the values that society transmitted to you. Unknowingly, they became your concepts. These concepts, social relationships, all evaluations, comparisons, calculations, gains and losses, are the foundation of the self. When you were born first, you cried when hungry because you wanted food, a simple, instinctive reaction. Once fed, you were content and stopped crying, but gradually you learned the concepts given by family and relatives. For example, you were taught that crying loudly or laughing heartily would make people look down on you. So when you were hungry, you shouldn't cry too intensely. When you wanted to laugh, you should only smile slightly, without showing teeth. Otherwise, you would look ugly. Ugly meant others would despise you, and being despised was shameful. But what is shame? Is it inherently good or bad? This is how concepts intervene. We have never truly had the ability to question. We only receive answers, the ones given by society. We have rarely thought deeply enough to ask, what do you actually lose when you feel ashamed? What do you truly gain when you receive praise? Why does praise make you so happy? And why does shame make you so miserable? As you grow up, you may no longer dare to laugh when you want to, nor cry when you feel like crying. You may eat in an overly refined, even false manner, and in the end, you might eat more than your body truly needs. Social teaching says you should eat even if you're not hungry, that health requires 3 meals a day, and that if you only eat once a day, you will be unhealthy. Gradually, you will absorb these social teachings and values until they become part of your life. These are the concepts I often call the self, which have disconnected you from your life's original nature. You live inside countless values, never doubting them, assuming they are natural and absolute. When someone's values conflict with yours, disputes arise along with the urge to control others. Those who are wrong should listen to those who are right. Ordinary people accept answers before they even have time to form questions. These standard answers come from social values and personal experience. We rarely question them. Instead, we use them to judge and criticize all people, events, and things that do not fit our answers. Thus, everyone insists on their own reasoning. The third grade has their own truth. The fourth grade has another truth. The fifth and the sixth grade all have their individual truth. A Chinese person has their own truth. An American person has another truth. An Eastern person has their own truth, and a Western person has another truth. A Christian person has their own truth, and a Buddhist person has another truth. Everyone accepts their own answer as truth and then criticize those with different answers. This is mistaking the unreal for the real, mistaking false principles for eternal truth. We then try to impose these truths on our children, forgetting that they grow up in a different era. They have the internet, their own generational viewpoints, ideas from classmates, the media, and schools. Because everyone accepts different answers, parents have their own truth. Children have their own, creating a generational gap. Everyone uses their answer to judge others, refusing to accept different answers. That refusal leads to suffering, yet one cannot run from it, so people endure, and endurance itself is suffering. If your answers dissolve, then no matter what circumstances or environment you are in, there will be no problem. If you refuse to accept them, you might choose suicide, but that solves nothing. Even in death, you would enter another realm, which is simply another world that you reach after the dissolution of your physical body. And in that realm, values also change constantly, just as they do in this world. There is truly no place to escape.